Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this video we are going to understand today lead code problem, and that is in the daily questions series. So the question is we have is finding pairs with a certain sum. So in this problem we have given two arrays, that is nums1 and nums2, right? And we need to uh, count how many pairs I and j exist in this, right? Let's call it nums1 and nums1 at I plus nums2 at j, and it will give you total. Means we have to count how many pairs I and j. Means it is saying return the total number of pairs, right? I and j. It means how many pairs I and j exist here, right? So let's read the questions and understand clearly. The question is saying that we have given two integers array, that is num1 and nums2, and your task is to implement a data structure that supports queries of two types, right? What are the queries are here? First query is add, second is count. The first query add will do add a positive integer to an element of a given index in the array 2, that is called nums2, and count the number of pairs I and j such that nums at I will be some element of the num1 and plus nums2 at j means the element of nums2 at j. We have to do plus, right? We have to do plus, which is equal to the given value, and that I and j is in the within the array index of 1 and 2 correspondingly. Can we say that? So there is two queries we have given, add and count, correct? What we need to do, we have to implement a class, right? And we have to count the how many pairs ij exist such that nums at I plus nums at j is equal to total, right? But we have another things we have given to do before, like first the method we have given, finds method, where you have to initialize this object with the two integer array nums1 and nums2. Then you have to add using this method. So this method is taking two argument nums1 nums2, and this add method will take one integer and integer index and another is value. So this value should be added at this index of num2, and we have to apply this like this. We keep updating the value, right? We have to add it. It means you have the very first is to return the how many pairs exist in this, right? So we will do like this, okay? Means while counting how many pairs we have, so we will check this condition, right? Then we have to update nums at 2 at index I, right? When we will call this method, when we'll have this query, add query. When we'll have add query, we'll pass index and one value, and we'll add this value to this index, means nums at 2 at the index j. Can we say that? We will update nums and 2 using the index, right? Means we'll pass index and val, and it will update like this. I hope you understand. It's very easy, right? No need to get scared what is happening here, right? So and what other things we have given after the examples? We have some constants we have given. So let's understand what the what these things are saying, right? So the very first what we have given is we have given two things, right? What we have given? We have given one is nums1, understand, and another we have given is nums2. Can we say that? So here nums1 having length is we can say length is less than equal to 1k, 1000. Can we say that? And nums2, its length is very large, right? Means its length can be less than equal to 10 to the power 5. This is the constant is saying, right? And what we need to do, we have to count how many pairs we have, means number of pairs, right? The very first we have to do what? We have to count how many pairs I and j exist such that nums at I and j, right? Dono, we will do what? Both will do plus, right? And then what we will do? We'll find the total, right? We'll store the total. Can we say that? Means what we have given? First we have given nums1, whose length is the smallest array, we can say, in between these two, but nums2 is the largest array, whose length is can be less than equal to 10 to the power 5, right? And we need to find what? How many pairs we have ij, and we have to find if it exists like this, right? If it is equal. And we have to do what? We have to update nums at index j, we can say, using this method, add method, correct? And we'll do plus. So very second step we can say this. But if you observe that this is the to just initialize. So if you observe this problem, right, what is a real time example you understands, right? Let's suppose, just for understanding I'm saying, okay, let's suppose this nums1, or imagine, right, imagine that nums1 is a fixed list of worker salary. Can we say that? And nums2 is a product of price in a large store, okay? And you want to count how many we have salary plus price pair, salary plus price pair, price pair sum, right? Sum to a given total budget. Can we say that? Means the price can change. This price can change. This can be having either discount or increase. This can be a possibility, right? So we update them using a add method, right? That will call a add method. Can we say that? We can say that, right? Let's understand. You can take a screenshot from here, okay? Let's understand. I will take a example. Let's understand. Just think, if we have two things, right? The nums one will take, and this nums one having a array, right? Where it will take 1, 2, 2, and 3. Let's understand through the example, okay? Then we have nums2, that will store what? 1, 4, here 5, 2, 5, and 4. Can we say that? So let's assume these two we have as a array, correct? So in the very first step, what we should do? We want to count. What we want to count? Let's count 7. Means we want to count all the pairs, right? All the pairs where nums at I plus nums at j is equal to 7. Can we say that? Means we want to count 7, right? Means we want to count all the pairs that contains pair I and j. So all the pairs I and j, where nums at I plus nums at j, if we'll do the sum, it will give you the 7. right? So can we try? Let's try. Let's think. Let's think that we are going to try each value in the nums1, right? So in the very first, I'll take one where nums1 needs what? A 6 in the nums2. Can we say that? So which is, it is not present, right? Let's suppose we have 1 here at index 1, correct? So is there 6 is present? No, right? It is not present. 1 plus 6, but 6 is not there. Then we can find the 7. 1, if there is 1 in the nums1, let's suppose here, right, we have 1, but in this in the nums2 we don't have 6, so we'll say it's not present. Next, let's suppose we'll take the unique value from where, what, 1, 2 and 3, and we have here unique values are 1, 2, not 3, we have 4, then we have 5. Yeah, so next, let's suppose we'll take 1. We are taking first the nums at I, okay? If we will take 2, means we will take 2, right? Then we'll take what? First we have taken, then we require the 6. 2 we have taken, we need what? 5. Do we have 5 in the nums2? Yes, we have, right? Means we have found at where? At index here. So call it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the possibility was first we have found is at index 2, correct? Means we have found, yes, but what is the index? So we can say it's having 2 and at 4, right? Which is matches at where? 3 matches with the 2, correct? 3 matches with the 2. Let's suppose we'll say it here, we have found at index. What is the index? 2 and 4 in the nums2, right? And that matches 3 matches with 2, we can say, right? 3 matches with 2. Then let's go with the next. So we have seen at 2, let's go with the 3, okay? So when we are here at 3, let's see in nums2 we have 3, nums1 we have 3, nums2 required what? 3, 4, right? We needs 4 here. Is 4 is available? Yes, it is here and here in the nums2. It means we found the index at where? We call 1 and 5 is the index in the nums2, that having 2 matches with 3. Can we say that? Matches with, like this we have done, right? Remember, like this we will do like this, okay? So 3 is matches with 2 and 2 matches with 3. So total pair is how many? Total pairs are 8. Understand here? Similarly, if you'll try another, let's call 3, 2, you will get some counts, we will get, then you will get let's suppose for 8, right? The possibilities, yeah, it's possible, right? So you check these values and find the possibilities, right? Let's suppose when we'll go, can I clean? Yes, let me clean. So we got 8, okay? So if we'll talk about the very first one, nums at I and nums at j, when we'll take 7, right, means we are talking about the count 7, right? Now let's take we have the pair 8, right? Now we'll take the step 2, what? We'll take add, right? Means we have 3 and 2, correct? So when 3 and 2 we need to add, it means what? We'll take the nums 2 add 3. Nums 2 add 3 will do plus equal to. How? We'll take 2 plus 2. and it will become what? 4. Can we say that? So you have to now update the nums2. So now nums2 will become what? 1. This will be your 4. Then we'll have 5, and this 2 will become what? 4, right? And then 5, 4. So we have updated this. Correct? Now in the step 3, we have to do what? Count. How many are there? So as we understand, nums 1 at I plus nums 2 at j will take what? 8. Similarly, we'll try again for I and j, right? But if you observe, to make 8, if we'll try nums 1 at I, we needs what? If we'll take the 3, let's suppose this 3, there is only one possibility. We have 5 2 times here, right? Means if we'll take the 3 here, rest of the thing will take, it will not count, right? Only 3 and 5 will make it 8, right? So if we will going for the count 8, right? If we are going for the count 8 similar to the count 7, means from nums 3 we need 3, and from nums 2 we need 5, correct? And we found 5 at index where? 2 and 4 in nums 2. It means we matches, 2 matches are there. Similarly, that we have found in the when nums at I and j we are doing, right? We found 3 matches with 2, 2 matches with 3, right? Like that we found. Similarly, we have found here what? 2 matches we have with what? With 5, we can say that, right? And that is 2 and 4. So how many pair we have? 2 pair we have here. So we can say previously it was 8 pair. Now we have how many pair? 2 pairs. Can we say that? So we have to do what? First you have to count, then you have to add the index, right? So you need the method, 3 methods we require. The find pair sum, there will be a class, and the method we have to initialize with the nums 1 and nums 2 we have to initialize. Then we'll create what? The add method, and there will be a count method, right? So what we need to do, let's understand here. So the question was saying that we need to design, we call this class, right? So this is our class that we need to design, right? Find some pairs. So very first we have to what? We have to initialize the 2 array that we have given nums 1, which is a smallest, and nums 2, that is the large, right? So let's suppose we have this method, right? So this class will contain a method that is, let's suppose we'll call a constructor. Its job is to initialize this nums 1 and nums 2 data structure, right? So we'll take other methods like add, will show you later, and the count, right? But very first we have to initialize this, right? So for that, what you need to do, you need these nums 1 and nums 2 data structure to store the original array, right? Means the original array values we will store in the nums 1 and nums 2. So this is the given array. Then we'll create a frequency map to track count of elements in the nums 2, right? Why? Let's understand. So if you are able to think that why we have used the HashMap, that's good. But if you don't understand why the HashMap we have used, means it's a good question. And let's understand deeply into the intuition behind the using the HashMap in this method, right? And why it is critical for the performance correctness, that we'll understand. So the core problem is we have given what? We have given one a smallest, or you can say small array, right? And that is nothing but nums 1, correct? Whose length is what? Less than equal to 1000, correct? But we have another array that is nums 2 whose length is less than equal to 10 to the power 5, right? And we need to answer up to thousands queries, correct? like if we want to find the pairs, how many pairs we have, right? Let's count how many pairs we have I and j, such that the nums at I plus nums at j is equal to total. Can we say that, right? It means for the very naive approach, if anybody will understand, he will try without the HashMap, right? Means he will try to find all the pairs. They will take what? Two for loop they will take, right? From I to length n, correct? Then another for loop will take for j, for all, let's call j to n2 length, right? Nums1 length, nums2 length, right? n1 and n2 length, right? And j plus plus. And then we'll check nums at I plus nums at j. We'll do both plus, and we'll check if equal to 2, we'll increase the count. This will you do, right? Means, let me show you how I'm talking. Let's understand key, we have int count here. Can we say that? 0. And we want a for loop that will go from I equal to 0 to I less than equal to, not equal to n1 length. N1 is the length of array 1, right? So that we can go for the last index, right? And we call I plus plus. Can we say that? Then we'll try another for loop where we'll have j is 0 and it is less than n2. This is n1 and this is n2, length of nums2, we can say that, right? And j plus plus. Now we can try all the pairs. Means just we'll make a condition if, and we'll say nums1 at I plus nums at 2 if it is equal to total, just increase the count plus plus. Can you say that? And you will return this count. This is your naive approach without using the HashMap. The problem is why this will not work, because each count, if you see each count, right, calls how many? If this is m and this is n, right? If this is length is m, if this is length is m n, or n1 or n2. So n1 is m, n2 is n, right? So which it will take what? O of m cross n for each count, right? Where m is up to 1000, right? Less than 1000 we can say, but n we have is 10 to the power what? 5. This is 1000, but this is 10 to the power 5. If you will multiply this, it will go up to 100 million approximately, right? You just calculate it and let me know. So up to 100 million operations per query you have to do. Understand? And that is why it will become what? Very slow, right? Too slow, especially with thousands query, right? We have to do thousands query, and that is why we should not go further with the trying all the pairs. So this approach is not good. So how we are going to optimize it? Okay, let's understand. Let's think that we are using a HashMap. Can we say that we are using a HashMap? And let's understand, we have to fix nums at I, nums1 at I, and we'll try to find we want to find quickly how many values we have x in the nums2. That we want to do means we need to fix nums at I, and we want to try to find how many values we have in nums2, right? How we are going to do? Just you will take x equal to, you know, the tot, right? From nums1 at I, you can get from what? This value should be in the nums2, right? So instead of scanning all the nums2, we store the frequency map of nums2. Let's call nums2 we have seen, right? Let's call we have nums2 is look like 5 4 5 4 4, or you can say if you not take the consecutive things, let's think like this. First we'll take 4, then we'll take 5, then 4, and then 1. Don't think consecutive, this can be anything, right? So if nums2 we have given, right, what frequency map we will take? So the map will store how? Like this. This is your frequency map, and it will look like 4 is coming how many times? 2 times. Then 5 is coming how many times? 1 times. And 1 is coming how times? 1 times. So this will be your map. So whenever you will go and let's suppose now you are going to count dot, right? So for each nums in 1, right, what you need to do? You need to just find the complement. You know the complement, right? You need dot minus nums1, and you will make the loop in the nums1, means each element get. So this is the num element at element in nums1, right? So each element you will get the count complement. Just you need to do what? You will check on this complement. You have to find here. You will do what? Frequency map dot get or default the complement. Let's suppose any method you are going to find. Let's suppose we have we have to count some value, right? That is called x, we can say for now. So total is we have can we say we have 8. We want to find 8, right? 8 minus, we'll take the nums at I is 4, right? X is become what? 4, means complement we have x, and x is coming what? 4. Can we have 4? Yes. How many times? 2 times. Oh, 2 pair is there. It means it will take O of m times. That is extremely faster than the before, right? So that is why we are using the HashMap. I hope you understand, right? Now somebody will ask me, what is the HashMap doing for us, right? If you're a very beginner, right? So HashMap turns expensive scanning constant time lookup. It's very faster because you just have key here and value here. So it using the hashing technique to make it very fast, right? So the lookup, the lookup is calling hashing technique, and it become in very constant time of 1, we can say, for each element. If there is number of element is m, it will take O of m times, right? So let's say you want to know how many times 5 occur in nums2, right? So you have the 5, you will have the count. It is very faster, but without using the HashMap, you need to scan all the nums2, and we have to find the count, and that is become very slow. So without HashMap, it is very slow, but if you use the HashMap, it will become faster than ever. Okay, so in the HashMap, you just need to do what? You have the map, right? Just you need to call the get, and you will have the key. Let's suppose a 5, right? In this case, k is 5. So you will remove this one. Let's suppose I will remove this key, and I will write what? 5 here. So it will give you what? O of 1 times. Understand? So imagine how you are doing previously, and if you imagine this 100 times or 1000 times, right? So it will save huge time. I think we are agree. Okay, so let's understand further. So let's change the color. Okay, so in the very first step, what we need to do, define the class and its field, right? So we have to define these class and fields because we need to store the original value. Okay, so nums1 will store it's a small value and it will never change, right? But nums2 we have a large and mutable values, right? Means we have to use this in the queries and we have to update it, right? That is why we have to store the original value. Okay, then we have initialize here, that we are just copying the values, right, into nums1 nums2. Then we'll define the HashMap. So you have defined the HashMap, we have initialize here, right? So HashMap will take integer. So you have the integer and its count, as we understand. So this will allow of one time lookup for the count of total, right? So it will call the function, right? Then we have so this is nothing but your constructor, right? So this will initialize the array and set up the empty frequency map, we can say, right? And here we will we'll build the frequency map, right, from nums2, and from nums2 we'll get all the elements. Let's call, if we have nums2, let's suppose we have 4, 2, 4 and 5 we have taken, right? So the map we have seen is, it become like 4 2 times, 2 1 times, 5 1 times. Can we say that? It will look like this. This is your map. So here we are doing like this. Okay, so next time if we'll do anything, right, we will just check this key, you will find the its key. Okay, now understand in the very next step what we need to do, right? So in the next step we'll create a method that is called add, and we'll pass index and value that we have understand, right? Means this is our add operation. So this method will it will retrieve the old value from the nums2, and it will calculate the new value after adding the val, right? So for this, what we need to do, we will get the value from the index 2, right? That is called old value, and we'll update this value, right, with respect to the new value. So new value will calculate old value plus we will add this value, that is called old value. But after that you will do what? You will put the value on the map. Means we want to update here the frequency map. Okay, so it will decrease the count of old value, and since we are going to remove it, right, so you just need to do what? Frequency dot get old value equal to 0, and you will do what? Frequency dot remove the old values, right? So if the frequency becomes 0, clean up and map the map to the avoid the unnecessary entries, we can say, right? It means if the frequency becomes 0, we have to clean the map to avoid the unnecessary entries, right? We'll do that. So just remove from here. Then here what we need to do, we need to add the new value. Means map dot put will do new value as a key, and we will store. If the value is already on the map, you will get some value from there and you will increase the count. Okay, otherwise you need to just add or increase the count of new value in nums2. Okay, let's understand what I'm trying to say. Let's suppose the nums2 that we have seen, is 1 2 3 and 4. Let's, this time we are taking this one. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so the map become what? Frequency. This is your frequency map. So this is 1 coming one time, 2 coming one time, 3 coming one time, and 4 coming one time. Can we say that? So each is coming one time. So this is your map. Okay, so this map, if we'll call the add method, we are getting 1 and 2, correct? So nums2 at 1, it become what? 2 plus 2 is become 4. So after this, what you need to do, just, right, we had what? 1 at 1, we have at 1, means we are talking about this 0 1 2 and 3 at 1. This is your index add and 2, right? Index and 2. So here we have to update the value. Now this time it will become what? 4. Previously it was 2, now it will become 4. It means the frequency map was 1 coming 1, 2 coming 1, but we have to not take this one because we have already utilized here 1 2, correct? So we have to remove these unnecessary entries. That is why we are removing from here. Now when we'll count the total, right, so we have to create a function and then you have to count it. Okay, so like this you will update and you will remove the entries. So first you update this, you will remove this, right, and update this. Okay, so very first get the old value, find the new value, put the frequency map, decrease the count, right? If count is becoming 0, just remove it, right, because its count remove 0, right? after removing, if count is 0, just remove it and put the new value on the map 2, right? Okay, and this will become what? Update the new value in the array 2 that we have seen. I hope you understand, right? Now what we should understand, we have given this method, right? Count method. So this count method is for our count operations where we'll take a total, right? So very first we'll initialize result, means we have to initialize the counter for total match pairs, right? And for each element in the nums1 will traverse one by one in the here. So you know the for each, right? So we are looking for a number in nums2, right? And for that we need to find the complement, right? You know the complement that we have seen, right? Means let's suppose from 8, if you in the nums we have 4, right? We'll get the 4, right? Correct. So we need to do that. Then what we have to do, we have to update. When we are looking for the complement, we'll check the complement in the map. If it is there, we'll update our result, right? Means if the complement exists in nums2, add it to the frequency to the result. If not, treat it as a 0 because we have initialized as a 0. So the total number of valid pairs will get I and j here. Okay, and so we'll get a we have seen, right? Let's suppose we have nums1, we have 2 and 3. Very simple step we are taking. Okay, this is your nums1. Okay, then we have nums2. Let's suppose 1, 4 and 5 we are taking. Okay, so the frequency map is what? 1, 1, 4, 1 and 5, 1. Can we say that? So this is your frequency map, correct? By getting from here. Okay, now let's suppose we need to count 7. Okay, so we'll call this count 7. It means nums1 we have what? 2, and we need, how many we need? 5, right? So it's just you need to do what? Complement you will take. 7 minus 2 is coming what? 5. Is 5 is there? Yes, it is there. What is the count? Their count is 1. So count is 1 now, right? Now nums2 will check. Let's suppose 3. What we need in the nums2? We need 4, right? Is 4 present here? Yes. Let's do plus 1 more. So this plus 1, this plus 1. How many is there? 2. So you will return the result as a 2. I hope you understand. If still have any doubt, please ping me in the comment box and I will try to add my try and run in this comment box. You can see from the comment box, right? And let me know the total complexity, what is the time complexity and space complexity, right? You know, if you understand, it's fine. Otherwise, let me know if you're not able to find the time complexity. I'll put in the comment box. Thank you guys. Thank you for understanding that, and I'll see you in the next one.